The galaxy's most feared alien empire, the Zoroth Collective, descends on Earth with overwhelming force, expecting an easy conquest. Their ships darken the sky, and their fleet stretches across the heavens, each vessel bristling with weapons capable of annihilating entire cities in moments. The invasion begins with relentless waves of energy blasts and bombings. Humanity is caught off guard. Cities are torn apart in the first few hours of the attack, and the world's governments scramble to react. But their combined military forces are no match for the Zoroth technology. Their weapons seem ancient against the alien might. But in the chaos of destruction, a small group of human leaders rises among them. General Morgan Drake, a veteran of many wars, and a man known for his stubbornness and tactical genius, refuses to surrender and begins organizing a resistance. His voice echoes through the ruined cities, urging humanity to fight back against their invaders. Drake rallies the remnants of the world's military forces and a network of civilian militias that spring up from the ashes of the fallen cities. They start small, at first ambushing alien patrols and sabotaging supply lines, but each victory fuels the fire of rebellion in the hearts of millions. Soon the resistance spreads across the globe, and humans begin to show the Zoroth something they never expected: the unyielding spirit of a species determined to survive. The Zoroth Collective thinks they have the situation under control. The invasion was supposed to be swift and effortless. But the longer they stay, the more they realize they've underestimated humanity. The aliens had thought humans were weak, feeble creatures, bound to their fragile world. They had thought their superior technology would make them unstoppable. But humans have something that no other species possesses: a drive to overcome adversity, no matter the cost. The Zoroth's first misstep comes when they attempt to take a major city by force, expecting to crush the human resistance with one blow. But General Drake has a different plan. He lures the alien forces into a trap. A hidden network of tunnels beneath the city offers the perfect location to mount an ambush. The aliens are unaware of the trap until it's too late. Drake's forces spring into action, using everything from homemade explosives to captured alien weaponry. They destroy alien supply convoys and disable war machines, turning the tide of the battle and forcing the invaders to retreat. The victory is small, but it sends a powerful message: humanity will not be subjugated so easily. News of the human victory spreads across the world, and the resistance grows stronger with each passing day. Cities that were once abandoned and in ruins are reclaimed by the human fighters. As the Zoroth forces struggle to maintain control, more resistance groups emerge from all corners of the planet, and each one is more determined than the last. It's not just soldiers fighting back now, but ordinary citizens who take up arms to defend their homes from the alien invaders. The fight for Earth has become a global war, and it's a war that humanity refuses to lose. But despite their growing resistance, humanity is still outmatched, and the Zoroth begin to intensify their attacks. Their ships darken the sky, and their weapons bring destruction on an unprecedented scale. General Drake knows they need more than just determination. If they are to have any hope of winning against the Zoroth forces, he begins searching for a way to turn the tide of the war. But in the ruins of Earth's greatest cities lies an ancient secret, one that could change everything. Humanity's last hope may lie in technology lost to time, something that could give them the power to face down the Zoroth once and for all. General Drake stands on the edge of the wreckage of a long-forgotten city, staring at the crumbling remains of a once thriving human civilization. His mind races with thoughts of what lies beneath the surface of Earth. The old legends tell of a time long before the Zoroth arrived, when humans had knowledge and power that rivaled the stars itself. The resistance has had small victories, but they are always overshadowed by the overwhelming force of the invaders. And as the fighting continues, it becomes clear that the aliens will not stop until humanity is wiped from the face of the planet. Drake knows they need something more. They need an edge, something that could turn the tide once and for all. He assembles a small team of his most trusted soldiers and scientists and sends them on a secret mission to find the lost technology that may be humanity's last hope. Deep within the remains of an ancient city, buried beneath layers of rubble and sand, lies a structure that has remained hidden for centuries, a forgotten relic from a time before even the Zoroth ever set foot on Earth. The team navigates the dangerous ruins, encountering alien traps left behind from past civilizations. that sought to plunder the secrets of this place, but the human spirit is indomitable, and they press on. Finally, after days of searching, they find it, an underground chamber filled with strange glowing technology and artifacts, many of them completely incomprehensible to the team. But there is one device that stands out, a massive core shaped like a crystalline sphere pulsating with an energy that seems alive the moment they touch it. The energy surges through their bodies, filling them with visions of a lost era, humanity's forgotten potential, and the power that once flowed through their ancestors. This is the key to everything. The technology is far more advanced than anything the Zoroth possess. But it is not just technology, it is a piece of humanity's soul, a forgotten legacy of the human race, once used to create great weapons and machines of unimaginable power. The device unlocks abilities in humans that were dormant for eons, mental powers beyond anything they could have ever dreamed of, telepathy, telekinesis, and the ability to manipulate energy itself. But the device's power comes at a price. It requires the user to push their limits and sacrifice a part of themselves in the process. But for the people who have fought and died for Earth, there is no hesitation. They know the risk, and they take it now. Armed with the newfound abilities of this ancient technology, humanity's resistance becomes a force to be reckoned with. General Drake is among the first to use the power. His mind is open to the vast potential of the human race, and he feels the flood of energy surge through him in a way that defies comprehension. With a single thought, he can send waves of force crashing into the Zoroth's advanced war machines. With his mind alone, he can manipulate energy to create shields and weapons of unimaginable power. The tide of the war begins to turn. Humanity's warriors equipped with these new powers now fight like no one has ever seen before. They move like shadows through the battlefield, their strikes swift and deadly, their minds sharp and focused. No longer are they relying on brute force alone. Now they are using the very fabric of the universe as their weapon. The Zoroth, who once thought they could crush Earth with ease, are caught off guard by the sudden ferocity of humanity's retaliation, and the once mighty invaders begin to falter. For the first time since the invasion began, the Zoroth collective realizes they may have underestimated the humans, who refuse to bow down and submit to their rule. As the tide of battle shifts, humanity's resistance grows bolder. General Drake leads the charge as the Zoroth forces begin to falter under the weight of humanity's newfound power. The alien invaders, who once viewed Earth as nothing more than a primitive world, now realize they have underestimated the resourcefulness and strength of the human spirit. The Zoroth retreat to their motherships, scrambling to regroup and rethink their strategies. But Drake and his commanders know that this is the turning point. Now is the time to strike. While the invaders are still disoriented and desperate, the resistance launches a series of lightning-fast strikes across the globe, targeting key Zoroth strongholds. Alien ships are destroyed in mid-flight, and entire battalions of soldiers are taken down with precision attacks led by humans empowered by the ancient technology. The Zoroth's once overwhelming forces begin to splinter as their command structure starts to crumble under the relentless assault. But even as humanity's forces grow stronger, the Zoroth refuse to admit defeat. They call in reinforcements from across the galaxy. Ships arrive in waves, more advanced and more deadly than ever before. The battle intensifies as the skies above Earth become a battlefield filled with explosions and the hum of alien weapons. As Earth's cities burn under the fire of the invaders' weapons, humanity fights back with everything they have. They use their newfound abilities to manipulate the elements, control energy, and strike down the Zoroth with a fury unlike any the galaxy has ever seen. But the Zoroth are not so easily defeated. They regroup with their reinforcements and launch a devastating counteroffensive. Their warships fire upon Earth with merciless precision, and the resistance is forced to fall back, retreating into underground bunkers and hidden bases across the world. General Drake refuses to give up, though. Despite the losses, he sees the strength in his people and the will to fight that is unbreakable. He knows that the Zoroth may have the upper hand for now, but they will not win this war, not while humans still breathe, not while humans still fight back in the shadows. The resistance builds its strength once more. They begin to coordinate on a global scale, a single plan to deliver a final blow to the heart of the Zoroth collective, a mission to infiltrate the Zoroth mothership and destroy their command center. If they can cut off the head of the snake, they know the body will fall. General Drake is given the task of leading this dangerous mission. He assembles a team of the best and brightest from all corners of Earth, each one skilled in combat and the use of the ancient powers that have become humanity's new weapon. They prepare to board an alien ship, one of the Zoroth's most advanced battleships, and infiltrate it from within. It will be the most dangerous mission humanity has ever attempted. But Drake knows that this is their last chance to secure victory and end the alien threat once and for all. The team infiltrates the Zoroth ship using stealth and speed. To navigate through the enemy's defenses, they encounter fierce opposition along the way, but their powers allow them to turn the tide. At every turn, they move like shadows, striking down Zoroth soldiers with precise blows until they reach the heart of the ship, where the command center lies. It is here that they will make their stand, here that humanity will prove its strength once and for all. The final battle begins, and the fate of Earth hangs in the balance. The command center of the Zoroth mothership is a labyrinth of corridors and towering consoles humming with alien energy. General Drake and his team move swiftly through the shadows, their powers crackling with energy. As they navigate deeper into the heart of the ship, they know the stakes are higher than ever before. If they fail, humanity's last hope will vanish with them. Each step brings them closer to their goal, but it also brings them face to face with more Zoroth soldiers, each one more formidable than the last. The resistance fighters use their enhanced abilities to strike hard and fast, cutting through the alien ranks with brutal efficiency. But even as they push forward, the Zoroth seem to anticipate their every move. Their superior technology begins to push back against humanity's ingenuity, and the battle becomes a deadly game of cat and mouse. As they fight for control of the ship, they find themselves cornered at the entrance to the command center, where the final showdown will take place. The Zoroth have set up a fortified position inside, and the doors to the command center are heavily guarded. Drake's heart races as he assesses their dwindling options. They don't have much time before the Zoroth call for reinforcements and overwhelm them completely. The team's mental powers hum in unison as they prepare for the assault. With a silent nod from Drake, they spring into action. The walls of the corridor shudder as the humans channel their combined powers into a single focused burst. A wave of telekinetic force crashes through the doors and sends the Zoroth soldiers inside sprawling backward. The resistance fighters charge in behind the forceful blast, their weapons drawn and minds ready for the final fight. The Zoroth are relentless, but the humans are relentless too. Each member of Drake's team takes down their opponent with speed and precision. As they move deeper into the command center, every alien warrior that stands before them is defeated one by one until only the Zoroth command leader remains. He towers over them, his alien form a terrifying sight. But General Drake feels no fear. This battle has been won through the strength of humanity's resolve, and he knows they will not be denied now. As the final confrontation begins, the Zoroth commander speaks in a language no human has ever heard, but his words are filled with malice and arrogance. He believes that humanity is doomed, that the Zoroth will wipe them from the galaxy's history forever. Drake stands tall and meets the commander's gaze with a fierce determination. He speaks back in a voice that echoes through the chamber. Humanity is not so easily defeated and will never bow to an alien empire. The commander snarls and attacks with a speed and power that shakes the very foundation of the ship. But Drake is ready. He uses his newfound abilities to turn the tide of the battle. His telekinesis deflects the alien strikes, while his team provides cover. Their combined strength finally overwhelms the Zoroth leader, and with a single devastating blow, Drake takes him down once and for all. The command center is silent save for the heavy breathing of the resistance fighters, who stand victorious over the defeated commander. Drake looks out over the wreckage of the Zoroth's last stronghold and feels the weight of the moment. The Zoroth mothership begins to tremble as its command structure collapses. Without the leadership of the commander, the ship begins to fall into disarray. Systems malfunction, and explosions erupt across the ship as the Zoroth lose their grip on Earth's fate. The resistance has succeeded, but the war is far from over. Humanity has struck a blow to the heart of the Zoroth Empire, but they know that other fleets remain in space, and the fight is not over yet. Now the real battle begins to take back Earth, to push the invaders from every corner of the world. and to reclaim their home once and for all. The Zoroth mothership crumbles under the weight of the Resistance's victory. Explosions ripple through its hull as its systems fail one by one. General Drake and his team stand amidst the wreckage, breathing heavily, yet resolutely, knowing that this battle was only one part of the war. Their success in taking down the Zoroth commander has shaken the invaders, but they still control the skies above, and the cities below. Across Earth, humanity is still under siege. The Resistance is emboldened by their victory, but the fight is far from over. Drake issues orders to his commanders to mobilize the human forces for the final push. They must retake Earth from the grip of the Zoroth once and for all. Across the globe, pockets of human fighters gather as the Resistance grows stronger day by day, with every alien base dismantled and every Zoroth ship destroyed. Humanity becomes more united than ever. The world's former divisions fade into the background as people from all walks of life join the fight together. Now they are one force, ready to take their planet back. The Zoroth react swiftly to the loss of their mothership, calling in reinforcements from every corner of the galaxy. Their ships arrive in waves, more advanced and heavily armed than ever before. The alien empire is desperate now. The rebellion has proven that humanity will not simply roll over and submit to their rule, but the Zoroth have not yet realized the true extent of what they are up against. As Earth's skies darken once more with alien warships, humanity's forces rise to meet them. The Resistance has been building new weapons from the remnants of the Zoroth technology and their own human ingenuity. Now armed with a mix of their new powers and alien technology, humanity strikes back with an intensity never before seen. They take the battle to the heart of Zoroth's strongholds, each blow landing with unrelenting force, each victory earned through sweat, blood, and sheer will. The Zoroth are pushed back further and further. As humanity retakes city after city, the balance of power shifts dramatically. But it is not enough to just defeat the invaders on Earth. The final stage of the war lies in space, where the Zoroth command ships still remain. Humanity cannot claim victory until the invaders are driven from their skies. General Drake knows this battle will be the most difficult, yet Earth must not just survive, but thrive. Humanity must secure its future in the galaxy. So Drake calls upon his most trusted team to prepare for a daring mission to infiltrate and destroy the Zoroth's remaining fleets in orbit. The stakes are higher than ever before, but the people of Earth have no intention of giving up. They've already proven what they are capable of on the ground. Now it's time to prove they can do the same. The stars, in secret, human engineers work to adapt their newly acquired Zoroth technology into ships capable of reaching the alien armada in orbit. The design is risky, but it is humanity's only chance to break the Zoroth's grip on the galaxy. The ships are hastily constructed but functional and equipped with weapons that could bring down even the most powerful alien warships. General Drake assembles a final crew of elite soldiers, pilots, and scientists to board the ships and engage in a battle that will decide the fate of humanity. As the Resistance forces prepare for their final assault, Drake stands before them and reminds them of everything they are fighting for: Earth, their homes, their families, and their future. The mission will be their most dangerous yet, but the Resistance is ready to do whatever it takes to win. They take off from Earth's surface, their ships cutting through the atmosphere and into the vastness of space, heading toward the heart of the Zoroth Armada, where the final battle will be fought and the fate of the galaxy will be decided. The vastness of space stretches before them as General Drake and his crew fly toward the Zoroth Armada. The hum of the engines and the distant glow of distant stars are the only sounds inside the cockpit. Every member of the team is silent, lost in their thoughts, knowing the risks they are about to face. The fate of Earth and its future depend on their success. Outside their ship, the remains of the Zoroth mothership flicker as its wreckage floats lifelessly in orbit. Its destruction has sent ripples through the Zoroth forces, but the heart of the Empire remains intact. The armada that awaits them in the dark reaches of space is more powerful than anything humanity has ever encountered. Still, the Resistance fighters press on their ships, cutting through the void like an arrow aimed at the heart of the invaders. The Zoroth fleet looms large ahead of them, their ships glowing with an eerie green hue, and their weapons primed for battle. They are prepared for anything, but what they don't expect is the fury of humanity's determination. The team is ready. They know that once they enter the heart of the Armada, there will be no turning back. The Zoroth will fight with everything they have, and humanity's newly acquired powers will be their only hope as they close in on the alien fleet. Drake's mind sharpens to a laser focus. He can feel the surge of energy flowing through him, telekinetic power pulsing at his fingertips. With every second that passes, he grows more attuned to the forces of the universe, his mental abilities allowing him to feel the movements of the alien ships even before they happen. His senses stretched across the void. The rest of the crew prepares their weapons and engages their systems, their ships beginning to hum with the power of the Zorath technology. They've harnessed. The moment has come, and the battle erupts in full force. The resistance ships unleash everything they have, the weapons built from alien tech roaring to life as they cut through the enemy's formations. Energy blasts and plasma fire collide with the Zorath shields and warships. The resistance fights with a fury that defies the odds. Their newfound abilities allowing them to anticipate and outmaneuver the Zorath. Every ship feels as if it is an extension of the crew's will as they weave through the void, dodging fire and striking down enemy ships with deadly precision. But the Zorath aren't giving up easily. Their fleets are vast, and the battle rages across the void. Their ships are massive and deadly, each one armed with weapons that can obliterate entire planets. With a single shot, the human forces fight with all their might, but the Zorath have the advantage in numbers and firepower. The battle seems to shift in the Zorath's favor. But General Drake and his team refuse to back down. They press forward, their determination unwavering. Drake's telekinesis rips apart enemy ships, sending them crashing into the vacuum of space. With a thought, the resistance fighters are relentless, cutting down Zorath forces one by one until the very heart of the armada is within their reach. The final battle is a brutal clash of wills as human and alien alike throw everything they have into the fray. But Drake knows the key to ending this war lies in one final strike. They must destroy the Zorath's central command ship, the ship that controls the entire armada and the fate of Earth. The team makes their way toward the massive flagship, knowing it is the most dangerous part of the battle. But it is their only chance to win. They lock their sights on the flagship's core and begin their assault with everything they have, all their powers, all their weapons focused on one singular target, the final blow that will change the fate of Earth forever. The flagship of the Zorath Armada looms before them, an immense behemoth surrounded by swarms of enemy ships. Its dark hull glows with a menacing energy, as if it could sense the incoming threat. Drake and his crew brace themselves, knowing this final assault will be the most dangerous thing they have ever done. The entire armada seems to focus its firepower on them. As they close in on the flagship, their ships shudder under the assault, but they press forward unrelenting, their hands steady on the controls, their minds sharp and focused. The Zorath retaliate with everything they have, launching waves of destructive energy at the resistance fleet. But the humans have learned from their battles and use their newfound powers to deflect and counter each attack. With incredible precision, Drake's mental abilities guide their ships as if they are extensions of his will, allowing him to anticipate every move the Zorath make. He feels their presence in the vacuum of space and directs his forces with uncanny accuracy. Each Zorath ship that tries to intercept them is destroyed in seconds by the combined power of their advanced weapons and psychic abilities. The Zorath flagship comes into view, towering above the chaos of battle. Its defenses are formidable, the outer hull lined with thick shields and armored plating. But Drake and his team had a single objective: to pierce its defenses and destroy its core. They move into position, readying their weapons for the final assault. The closer they get, the more intense the fire becomes. Waves of energy rain down from every angle, but humanity is undeterred. The resistance fighters push through the firestorm, using their telekinetic powers to shield themselves from the worst of the attacks. But even with their abilities, the battle is grueling, and losses begin to mount. The human forces fight with every ounce of their strength, but the Zorath are relentless, and their numbers are overwhelming. Just when it seems like the resistance might falter, Drake pushes his team forward, rallying them with a fierce battle cry. They can't afford to lose now, not after everything they fought for. Together, they charge forward in unison, their ships weaving between enemy fire. As they close the gap with the flagship, Drake senses the vulnerability of the ship's energy core and orders his team to focus their attacks On a single point, every weapon they have is unleashed in a concentrated barrage of force missiles and energy blasts, crashing into the flagship's shield. The explosion is deafening, but the flagship's shield holds for a moment longer. Then a crack appears, and in that instant Drake seizes the opportunity. His telekinetic power surges through him, and he pushes with everything he has. The explosion erupts with a force that shakes the entire armada. The Zoreth flagship buckles under the strain, and its hull fractures in a violent display of fire and destruction. The resistance fighters cheer, but their victory is short-lived. The Zoreth ships begin to scatter. As their flagship begins to collapse, the massive warship starts to break apart in space, its core destabilizing. As the resistance forces prepare to take advantage of the chaos, the flagship's destruction sends shockwaves through the Zoreth armada, their command structure in disarray. The remaining ships falter, and the resistance presses on. The final battle for Earth has begun to tip in humanity's favor. But the war is not over yet. The remaining Zoreth forces are reeling from the loss of their flagship, but they are not entirely defeated. The resistance has one final hurdle to overcome. They must destroy the remaining enemy fleets and ensure the Zoreth cannot regroup. Humanity has fought with everything they have, and now it's time to finish what they started. The battle for Earth reaches its climax as the last remaining Zoreth ships are eliminated one by one. The destruction of the Zoreth flagship sends shockwaves through the remaining forces of the invaders. Their ships scatter like shattered glass in the wake of their flagship's collapse. But the war is far from over. The Zoreth are ruthless, and despite the loss of their command ship, they fight on with a relentless fury. Driven by the need to avenge their defeat, the resistance presses forward, taking advantage of the disarray to strike at the heart of the alien armada. Humanity's ships move like a single coordinated unit, a fluid force of destruction, cutting through the remains of the Zoreth forces. With deadly precision, Drake watches as the remaining Zoreth warships try to regroup their fleets, scrambling in a last-ditch effort to maintain control. But they are too disorganized, too shaken by the loss of their flagship, to mount a coherent defense. The resistance fighters press the attack with everything they have left, their weapons and mental powers unleashed in an unstoppable wave of force. The alien ships fall one by one as humanity fights with unmatched determination. The human fleet is battered, but it holds together, a testament to the resilience of its people. As they push deeper into the heart of the Zoreth armada, with every ship that falls, the humans grow bolder. Their victory drawing nearer. The Zoreth try to regroup, but their coordination is shattered, their efforts to organize resistance futile against the human onslaught. General Drake and his team fight with unrelenting ferocity as they tear through the alien ships, their powers surging with every strike. The final battle seems within reach. But Drake knows there is still one last piece of the puzzle to solve. The Zoreth may be losing the war in space, but their forces on Earth remain entrenched. The invaders may be faltering in orbit, but they still control key ground installations and military bases on the planet's surface. If humanity is to win this war, they must finish what they started and wipe the Zoreth from the Earth once and for all. With a grim determination, Drake orders a final push to retake Earth's surface. The last bastion of Zoreth control must be broken once and for all. Earth's forces rally behind him, their spirits lifted by the successes in space, as they prepare to launch a full-scale assault on the remaining Zoreth strongholds. Humanity's power has grown in leaps and bounds, and now they wield it like a hammer to crush their enemies. The battle for the surface is brutal. The Zoreth forces are entrenched in bunkers and fortified positions across the globe. Their defenses are tough, but humanity is tougher. Every city retaken brings them closer to their goal, and with each victory, the resistance forces grow more united, their numbers swelling as more humans rally to the cause. Civilians, once hidden in bunkers and caves, emerge to join the fight. The final confrontation comes at the gates of the Zoreth's last stronghold, a massive facility built deep beneath the Earth's surface, where the invaders have hidden their most dangerous weapons. General Drake leads the charge once again, guiding the final assault as humanity breaks through the defenses and pushes deeper into the heart of the alien stronghold. The resistance fighters pushed past enemy lines, using their telekinetic abilities to shatter Zoreth barricades and clear paths for the ground troops. The Zoreth defend fiercely, but they are no match for the combined might of the human forces. Each step closer to victory brings humanity one step nearer to erasing the last remnants of their alien oppressors. But Drake knows that no matter how many victories they claim, the true cost of this war will never be forgotten. It will be a long time before Earth can fully heal. But as the final battle rages on, humanity's resolve grows stronger with every passing second. They fight for their homes, for their families, for the future. They will reclaim the Earth and restore it to its rightful place in the galaxy. The Zorath stronghold begins to crumble as humanity pushes deeper into its core. The alien defenses grow more desperate, but the resistance forces are unstoppable. Each step forward feels like a victory as they break through walls and fortifications. Once thought impenetrable, General Drake leads the charge at the front of his forces, his mind sharpened by the battles they fought together, his powers crackling with energy as he shatters Zorath defenses. With a wave of his hand, the Zorath soldiers still fight with all their might, but their numbers have dwindled, and their will to resist is fading with each passing moment. The resistance moves with precision, their training and newfound powers, allowing them to strike swiftly and decisively. Every Zorath soldier that stands in their way falls. The final battle is underway, and the fate of Earth hinges on this one last assault. The Zorath know that this is their last chance to stop the humans from taking back their planet. They begin to deploy their most dangerous weapons, the last of their elite soldiers, and the most advanced machines of war. But humanity's determination is like a force of nature, and it cannot be stopped. Drake knows that once they breach the heart of the stronghold, the Zorath will have no more answers to give. The resistance pushes through as the Zorath deploy their final line of defense, a massive war machine, unlike anything humanity has ever seen, towering above them. It looms like a dark shadow, its weapons capable of wiping out entire battalions with a single strike. But the resistance does not falter. With every human life at stake, they are ready to face the beast. Head on the ground shakes as the war machine comes to life, its enormous cannons charging with a deadly hum. The Zorath soldiers attempt to hold the line, but their efforts are in vain. Humanity's telekinetic powers rip apart the war machine's outer armor as the resistance fighters swarm it, their weapons cutting through the alien technology with brutal efficiency. The battle is fierce, but the humans have the advantage now. The war machine begins to falter, and with a final surge of power, it is destroyed in a fiery explosion, sending a shockwave through the stronghold. The Zorath forces are in disarray, their last line of defense shattered. Humanity's victory feels imminent, but Drake knows that even with this final blow, there is still work to be done. The remaining Zorath soldiers retreat to the lower levels of the stronghold, where the last of their weapons are stored. It is here that the final confrontation will take place. Drake leads his forces down into the depths of the stronghold, knowing that the Zorath are not easily defeated. They will fight to the very end with their backs against the wall. The resistance pushes deeper into the bowels of the stronghold until they reach the heart of the Zorath's operations. It is here that humanity's last fight will occur. The Zorath have one final weapon to unleash their most powerful device, yet a doomsday weapon capable of wiping out entire civilizations with a single blast. The weapon's core hums with energy, and Drake realizes that if the Zorath activated, Earth will be doomed. He orders his team to move swiftly, their powers heightening as they sense the weapon's location and make their way toward it. The final battle is upon them, and with it comes the ultimate test of humanity's resolve. They fight through the last of the Zorath soldiers who attempt to guard the weapon, but the humans have already proven their strength time and again as they breach the final chambers of the stronghold. Drake and his team reach the heart of the Zorath's doomsday device. With the countdown already in motion, they have no time to lose. The final strike must be swift and decisive if humanity is to survive. The countdown echoes in the chamber, a constant reminder of the impending destruction. Humanity has only moments left as they reach the core of the Zorath's doomsday weapon. Its energy crackles like a living thing. The resistance knows this is the final battle, the last chance to save Earth. General Drake and his team move swiftly, their every step calculated, their powers guiding them through the chaos. They reach the heart of the weapon. Just as the countdown reaches its final seconds, the weapon is a massive structure, its core pulsing with an ominous glow surrounded by intricate alien technology. that seems to hum with malevolent intent. The Zoroth soldiers still guard it, but their will to fight has been broken as the resistance cuts through them with ruthless precision, each move driven by the weight of what is at stake. The weapon's core now glows brighter as the countdown hits its final moments. Drake feels the surge of power within him, his telekinetic abilities reaching out and pulling at the device. He senses the weak points, the flaws in its design, and he focuses his energy there with everything he has. As his powers surge forward, the device shudders. But it holds for a moment longer. The Zoroth soldiers attempt to stop them, but they are no match for the humans' determination and strength. The final assault is launched. Drake directs the full force of his mental abilities into the core, shattering its defenses piece by piece. The resistance moves in concert, every soldier using their powers to disable the alien technology that surrounds the weapon. The Zoroth desperately try to activate the failsafe, but it is too late. The final blow is struck. The doomsday device begins to shake, its core cracking as the resistance fighters destroy the last of its internal systems. The countdown reaches 0, but instead of annihilation, the weapon begins to collapse in on itself, its energy destabilizing. As the Zoroth technology fails under the combined force of humanity's will, the explosion that follows is massive. But it is not a world-ending blast. Instead, it is a massive release of energy that ruptures the weapon and disables the remaining Zoroth defenses. The chamber shakes with the force of the explosion, but Earth is safe. The last of the Zoroth Empire's deadly weapons has been destroyed, and humanity stands victorious. The resistance fighters breathe a collective sigh of relief, the weight of their triumph finally sinking in. They have taken back their planet, they have saved Earth from destruction. But the battle has taken its toll on them. Many of the team are wounded, and the war has left scars that will take time to heal. But the human spirit remains unbroken. The Zoroth are defeated, their empire in ruins. The survivors retreat to the far reaches of the galaxy, leaving Earth behind them. The world begins to rebuild, the scars of war healing slowly but surely as the human race steps forward into an uncertain future with new strength, new unity, and a determination never to forget the price of their victory. General Drake and his team stand together, looking out at the world they fought to save, knowing that while the war may be over, the work of rebuilding their world has just begun. They have not only saved their planet, but ensured that humanity's future will be written on their own terms. Their victory a testament to the power of the human spirit and its unyielding desire to fight for what is right. The war is over, Earth is free, and humanity's place in the galaxy is no longer one of submission, but one of strength.